This is LaserBolt and welcome to today's video, guys. Today I'm going to give you guys the best early builds you could put together with the first 10 skill points that you will get in the game. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering, Laser, but what happened with the other builds that you have on the channel? The builds I have on the other channel, these are builds that are incorporating legendary gear, legendary weapon. And as you guys may know, at the start of the game, you won't have access to these as set that they're always going to be in your inventory. You still have to farm them and get them. So what happens when you play the game early? You want to avoid dying. You want to make sure you're constantly racking up world tiers, because the higher world tiers you have, the more likelihood you have of getting those legendaries, but you want to avoid losing world tier. Today I'm going to present you guys the best builds you can use for each individual character that represents the Trickster, Pyromancer, Devastator, and Technomancer to give you guys more survivability and give you a all-around better experience when playing the game to avoid dying. So if all of this sounds like something you're definitely interested, a like would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget about our monthly giveaway. It is pinned in the pinned comments. So the main concept here, guys, is to help you guys get through the first early stages of the game. We're just going to be covering 10 points because I think that's kind of going to give you a really nice start. In addition to that, guys, remember, one of the beautiful things about this particular game is that it allows you to respec without losing anything. So anytime you want to come here and change the build, you're able to do that without a problem. And this should help you out quite a lot because we're going to start out with these first 10 points, but you're definitely going to want to put one of the builds that I put up on the channel together to give you guys the more stronger end game build. And of course, I will link all those builds down below in the description, so you guys can definitely check them out for every individual character. So let's go ahead and get started with the Technomancer. Now, the Technomancer, our main focal point here is to give us survivability and also give us a good amount of use of probably our gadgets, which we're going to be using a lot, and also give us a nice use of being able to apply toxin and weaken the enemies. So we're going to get started with the top tree. We're going to start off with this one right here, which is going to increase our weapon damage by 8%. So we're going to be picking that one up. Then we're going to be going over here, guys, and we're going to be picking up this one, which is going to reduce the DK skill cooldown by 50%. This is going to help you with blighted rounds, which you'd theoretically be using at the beginning, and also with the turret, which I don't believe you're going to be using that one, but whichever you are, it's still going to give you a nice cooldown for those blighted rounds, which is really important. Next up, guys, we're going to go down to the middle tree, and we're going to be picking up this one right here, which is going to increase your health by 10%, anomaly blood, body, I should say. Then we're going to go ahead and pick up this one, which is called gadgets here, which is going to reduce your gadget skill cooldown by 15%. This is going to help you with being able to get your health back really quickly if you guys want to use that, the ability that provides that whole, kind of, I would say that's what I like to call it, the fixed wave. So that should help you quite a lot. So we're going to be picking up that one as well. And we're also going to be picking up another health dot. And that's going to, once again, give us a little bit more health. In addition to that, we're going to go up one. And we're going to be exposing toxin, which is going to allow you that every time toxin is afflicted on an enemy, vulnerable status is inflicted as well. This is going to be really important because it's going to weaken the enemy, especially those elites. It's going to weaken anybody. Basically, vulnerability allows you to weaken the enemy, not applying weakness, but making them invulnerable and giving you a little bit more, making them a little bit more squishy. Then we're also going to be picking up this one, which is called Marked for Execution. Vulnerable afflicted on enemies is 40% more effective. Extremely important. This should help you clear those ads really, really quickly. Now, the remaining points, the remaining 3 points, we're going to be picking up Anomaly Field, which should increase your anomaly power by 6%, because you do want your gadgets to be doing a little bit more damage. We're also going to be picking up Ordnance Ignition, reduces Ordnance skill cooldown by 15%. This is going to help you with your Pay Launcher, Tools of Destruction, so really effective here. And then we're also going to be picking up one more nod for Anomaly. Overall, in general, guys, that's the way you want to spend the first 10 points of the game to give you survivability, give you a nice cooldown on whichever skill you want to go with, and also give you a little bit boost of weapon damage and making the enemy a little bit more squishy, so you can dish out more damage than taking them. So there you guys have it. That is for the Technomancer. Now let's take a look what you should expect if you're doing a Pyromancer. Here we are, guys, with the Pyromancer. Now, for the Pyromancer, we're going to be focusing on a couple things. We're primarily going to be focusing on having a good survivability because that is one of the biggest deficits for him. We're also going to be focusing on being able to get enough damage with our weapon because we want to make sure that when we mark people, we kill them. And we also want to make sure we pick up anomalies since we're going to be spamming our skills quite often. So start off with the survivability aspect of it. We're going to be picking Magnum Golem, which is going to increase your health by 10%. We're going to be picking this one, which is going to increase your skill leech by 6%. So basically, every time you kill someone with your skill or tag them with your skill, it's going to give you health back. Really important. We're going to increase our health by 10%. Once again, Pyromancer early game is a little bit squishy, so we do want to spend a lot of points into avoiding his death. Then we're going to go ahead into Master of Armor, which is going to increase your armor by 20%. And then we're going to be picking up another health nod, which is going to increase your health by 10%. This should give you a really good around survivability. And this is where probably I would spend the majority of my points at the beginning. Then after that, guys, we're going to be picking up this one, which is called Inferno Weapon. It's going to increase your weapon damage by 8%. Really important. Then, guys, we're going to go ahead and pick this one up, which is going to increase your weapon leash by 5%. So every time you shoot someone with your weapon, you're going to be getting your health back. Now, theoretically, you could probably go ahead and pick this one up right here, but I would recommend this one just because he is a little bit squishy at the early stages of the game. The more you're able to draw and get health, the better that's going to be. And then we're going to be picking this one, which is called Mark of Anomaly. Increase your weapon damage by 10% against marked enemies. So remember, the only way you're able to get your health back is to kill enemies that are marked. So you want to go ahead and pick that up. The remaining two knots, we're going to go ahead and pick up this one, which is going to increase your anomaly power by 6%. So that means your skills are going to be doing a little bit more damage. And then we're also going to be go ahead and pick up this one, which is going to reduce the cooldown of your explosion skills, which are fairly important here, especially with that thermal bomb. You're going to want to make sure you pick those up. Overall, in general, this particular 10 points are focused on two primary things: survivability, keeping your health active, and making sure you get your health back from not only weapons, but also from skills. And that's how I would spend my first 10 points in the Pyromancer to give me that nice survivability and a very steady playflow. All right, so now on to the Devastator. Now, for the Devastator, we're going to be going a little bit different. We're going to be picking up health. We're also going to be picking up a couple of armor. In addition to that, we're going to be doing a little bit more investment on weapon damage because we want to make sure we're killing enemies really quickly by actually stacking that armor. So I'm going to start off with the bottom part, which is going to increase your anomaly power by 6%. Makes your skills a little bit more helpful. And since you are going to be spamming some skills like within the 10-second, 14-second cooldown, you want to make sure they hit a little bit hard. Then we're going to be picking this one, which is called Endless Tremors. Seismic skills cooldown is reduced by 15%. So this is Impaled, Earthquake, which is really good. Then, guys, we're going to go ahead and pick up one health nod to make sure we have nice survivability. We're also going to be picking up this one, which is Anomaly in Veins, which is every second regenerate your health by 1%. Really important. You want to make sure you're constantly getting your health back. We're also going to be doing increase your armor by 20%, making us nice and tanky. And then we're also going to be picking up another health nod, which should be very good. From there on, guys, we're going to go to Havoc, which is going to increase your weapon damage by 8%. We're also going to be picking up this one, which is going to increase your Shotgun Adept, which is going to increase your shotgun damage by 12%. Really important because that should help you guys out when it comes to using shotguns. Theoretically, if you're running a Devastator, a shotgun is almost a requirement. Next up right there, guys, we're going to go ahead and pick up 1 point into Brawler, which is going to increase your close range weapon damage by 15%. Once again, we're going to be up close with the enemies quite often. And last but not least, guys, we're going to be picking this one, which is going to Perpetual Motion, which is going to reduce the kinetic skill cooldown by 15%. So Gravity Leap, Boulder Dash, Endless Mass. So that should be really dope. So we'll pick up a nod right there. And that's how I would spend my first 10 points when it comes to the Devastator. This gives you a really beefy tanky build. It gives you really good power when you're using your abilities. And it also gives you a lot of close range weapon damage, which since you're going to be a Devastator, you're probably going to be up close the majority of the time, especially with those shotguns. All right, so now on to the Trickster. Now, for the Trickster, our main focal point when it comes to spending our first 10 points, it's going to be focusing on a couple things, not only health, but also in giving us the possibility to do as much raw damage as we possibly can with our skills, since he is a little bit more skill focused. What we're going to be doing is picking up 1 point into Arms Trick, which is going to increase your close range weapon damage by 15%. Really important if you're using SMGs, shotguns, which should probably be your main weapons when it comes to this character. Next up, guys, we're going to be picking up increase your health by 10%. He is a little bit squishy at the start, so you want to make sure he has a nice set of survivability. We're also going to be picking this one, Resistance, which is going to receive 20% less damage from elites. Really important since this is where you probably will struggle a little bit more due to the fact that regular mobs should be easy, but elites might give you a little bit of a harder time, so we definitely want to make sure we pick that up. We're also going to be picking up increase your health by 10%, once again, giving us a little bit more health. And we're also going to be picking up decrease your shield degeneration rate by 30%. Really helpful to keep your shields up, especially when you're getting up close and personal. Then, guys, we're going to go into the knots, which are going to be the anomaly knots. We're going to increase our anomaly power by 6% right here. We're also going to increase your skill leash by 6%. So every time you kill someone with your skill, you're going to be able to get your health back right there. We're going to go ahead and increase your anomaly power once again by 6%. And we're also going to go ahead and decrease the cooldown of your damage skill by 15%. This is going to be, of course, Twisted Rounds, Cyclone, and the Temporal Blade. Really important, guys. This is going to help you quite a lot. And the last point we're going to be spending is going to increase your anomaly power by 6%. Since we are going to be spamming our skills like Cyclone, Temporal Blade, and Twisted Rounds, we want to make sure we have a nice cooldown, but we also want to make sure we're outputting enough damage when it comes to the Trickster. This is how I spend my first 10 points on the Trickster, giving me nice anomaly power boost, survivability, and a good all-around weapon damage. And there you guys have it. That is the best way you can start off your character. Now remember, you can respec after you guys get legendary armor, get legendary weapons, and build around those. I will have a lot of build videos. But if you want to see what like an end game build looks like, if you haven't seen them out, check them out in the description down below. I have put all my builds together, so you guys are more than welcome to check those out. We will have more builds up on the channel, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I hope you guys are enjoying our Outriders coverage. If you are, do me the huge favor, guys, drop a like, drop a comment, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so you guys won't miss when our videos go live. Enjoy the other 2 videos that are popping up right on the screen. Very helpful, very informative. Thank you for all the support you guys showed in the live stream, and thank you guys for watching. And I will catch you guys on the next video.